Hey y'all, we are back. Hi. Y'all know I'm ShiCara, and we have we playing around Miss Stacee and our newest member of Get Your Shit, Mr. Anthony K.
Yay! Welcome to the first Sunday in November 2025.
As my baby would say, 18 days to 18. I've been hearing that all day, y'all.
Oh, she'll be 18?
In 18 days.
Oh, wow.
That was her tour that you know she grown and she ain't taking no more of your order.
Her ass ain't grown. She still gonna need me to take care of her. She just made it legal. That's all.
When I met you, she was like 8. And now she's ready to go off to college next year.
Wow.
I can't announce it, but she's already decided where she's going.
And that will be...
She don't want me to tell it all yet.
I thought you said it was going to be...
It is, but, you know, since this is on the internet, we don't want nobody to watch it.
Oh, okay.
She wants
to we have a lot to talk about this week because, first of all, you know, y'all president is just a piece of work. Y'all president is something else. He really is.
Y'all
need to go there and get him. The man until the whole back of the White House off. Just destroy, demolish the whole back of the White House.
For a damn ballroom.
Then you have people
ballroom.
Couldn't even activate their EBTs yesterday. You know what I'm saying? To feed themselves. But you have
a ballroom.
I mean, just took a historic. And I understand change is good. Don't get me wrong. Change is good sometimes. Some things need to change. But
change and update are two different things.
You don't really just demolish that. I mean, I see you adding on to it maybe, but just tear it down from the original structure of which it was built. I don't know.
Change and upgrade are two different things.
And when you start renovating, that means you're not moving.
Well, I don't think so with that. I think he loves pomp and circumstance. He loves his name to be embedded in history forever because he's supposed to name the ballroom the Donald J. Trump Ballroom. So that's just him. He is a narcissist, and he's got to show it's all about him no matter what.
Well, he definitely going to go down in history, so he didn't have to worry about that at all. He will be known and definitely be in the history book. You know,
as long as the Daughters of the Confederacy writing the history books, it's going to be something great.
Somebody be like,
they're going to put him on Mount Rushmore, probably.
They gonna knock that down. It's old. We need to put another one.
Yep. Need a new one. They definitely need a new one because I mean I try to wrap my mind around the founding fathers. Okay, that was fine when you was finding shit in 1775. Now we're in 2025. Some things need to tweak the Constitution, add, subtract, whatever, include. I mean, it needs. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
But they're not going to do that.
No.
They're not going to do it because it works for them. White men still run. They still rule. They still regulate. And they got to keep whiteness the center of everything.
And they're doing a great job of it.
They're doing an awesome job.
They're getting their ass
knocked out. Absolutely. And you know what? You can say
whatever you want about it.
Yeah, this clown, but you have to give him credit. He know how to work it. He runs the country, even though he's getting pushback or resistance. But overall, he got them folks scared. They trembling and they draws.
I don't even think it's so much that they're scared because I think he the puppet and the masterminds are behind the scenes. They just know that they can use him to work the project or whatever, push whatever it is. Because I really don't duck brain. I really think he quack duck brain. I really don't think he has nothing.
That man is and his team are the marketers of the century, content creators of the century.
Yep.
I mean, the way he markets his bullshit and the way they catch on to certain phrases, everybody, including myself, I need to listen to what I'm saying, need to take those same tactics, and we could market anything. Like, he is amazing at it. Like, how do you get that good?
But it's not him. It's like you said, it's the team.
No. It's him. It's him too.
He part of it.
It's him. Because again, whatever you think about this clown, he knows how to work. He's the master manipulator. He's the puppet master. So they're pulling the strings.
How to build a team, which is the key to any leader. Any leader, a good leader, knows how to build a team.
I don't think he has built. I don't think, in my opinion, he haven't done any of that. He's a failure at running businesses. We know that from the past. With all the bankruptcy that he's a failure.
I don't think. Yeah, he's a failure because he built great teams to build great businesses and great ideas. And when he felt like his team had more power than him, he got rid of them. And what happened? They went to bankruptcy. So it's not that he doesn't have the brains. It's that he doesn't have, his ego is bigger than the intelligence that he has.
I can't even give him that credit. I really can't.
Look, you gotta get credit where credit is due. The man know how to build a team.
I don't think that's only thing I see is a man in 2016 that the first 4 years he didn't know the power that he had. He got with some good lawyers, he got with some good people, he got with a whole bunch of racist individuals that think like he did. Let's make the country all white again. You know what I mean? And he's the spokesperson for them. Because I don't think the man had the mind to put none of this together.
He didn't. He had the mind to put the team together to do it.
He put yes man.
I think the team recruited him.
I think he's an avatar, no doubt. But the point is, he's such a narcissist, and he's good at that puppet master till it works. Because again, he's using mob tactics. I heard he's gonna go and sit on the Supreme Court hearing. No president in history has ever done that.
Go sit into a mob Supreme Court hearing?
For what?
On one of the hearings that the government has put before the case for their side. So he's going there like you see in the movies how the mobs go and they'll sit behind their family or show up in the courtroom to intimidate. That's the thing. He works like the mob. They say in New York he used to hang around the mob, so he uses that intimidation. Remember when he called y'all state? When he lost
them 11,000 votes?
Yep.
Right. He said, "Just give it to me. Just give me those 11,300, whatever, and I'll do the rest." He's a master manipulator. He's got the gift of gab. He has it.
I just can't. I give him the credit for being a fool. I give him the credit for being very ignorant and great job of being stupid. But I just cannot give him the credit because I just really don't think it's him. I give more the credit to Stephen Miller, not even Pete Hegseth, not even none of them. Stephen Miller and that Project 2025 clique is what's making this happen. And he just coming out being spoken because they know he's stupid, they know he's ignorant, they know he'll say anything. You know what I mean? He don't care, and they just send him straight out front. You know what I'm saying? He be dancing in, Japan and all that, like he really making something happen.
Do we dance again, Stacee?
When you have actually, when they have, because again, if he was on his own, he wouldn't have taken this rap. He wouldn't have been smart enough to do it. His kids ain't smart enough to do it. Nah.
Those kids smart now.
No. Jared Kushner, who is married to one of the daughters, he pretty smart, the real estate guru. But Donald Jr. and that other one,
Ivanka is the one that can blow the world out. That girl that's a bad girl.
What she be doing?
I don't think they're that smart. I just think that they have that white privilege and they're white men and wealthy men, and it works for him because say whatever you want, he is grifting this country to no end. His family area. They talked about the Biden mafia, the Biden corruption. Man, they in 6 months of his first term, this term, he pulled in $4 billion. 6 months.
Yes, that's what
gambling. He gambling up at the White House with the crypto. He doing everything he want to do. And guess what? The Supreme Court rolled with him.
Donald Jr.'s net worth went from, I think, don't quote me on the numbers, but I think it was like 13 million at the end of 2024 to right now he's at over $100+ million. And here we are, might well say 11 months later, and they talking about it's crypto and it, man.
Well, he said on an interview a few months ago that they didn't have a choice but to monetize off of the presidency. They didn't have a choice because it got to the point with the filing of the bankruptcies. American banks didn't want to do business with him. That's when he had to start reaching out to Saudi Arabia, Russia, and all that, getting loans. This is why he owed these people, and he trying to get it done through the taxpayers' money. You know what I'm saying? American banks, but we as the American people, we didn't have nothing to do with that. What did we have to do with that? Did you feel like you want to put this on our back? You know what I'm saying? Take food.
That's that white privilege. That's that white privilege.
That's that privilege.
Inhuman. They're not humans. I keep trying to tell people they're not humans.
That's that white privilege. I saw something they showed 3 of the country's richest men. They own almost half their total net worth is more than almost half of the population. That's Zuckerberg from Facebook, Bezos, Amazon, and Elon Musk. Their total wealth is more than over half of the population in this country. Now we're about 350 million people. So they're about almost 125, 150 million people's total net worth. 150 people's total net worth. 3 people is more than that.
But now you see a few months ago when Stephen Miller said they only need 100 million people in the United States. And they need all of them to look like him. They want them to all be white. Oh, they want to get rid of 250 million of them. They're trying to get rid of them.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work because you still need poor people to work. If you got 100 million that's rich, they ain't going to work. It's just not going to work.
That's the part that baffles me. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be down here forever, nor do I want to be way up there. However, if you get rid of all of us broke folks, who is gonna work the farms? Who gonna wipe your kids' ass? Who gonna serve you burgers?
Who gonna buy your products?
Who gonna buy your stuff to keep you that rich? It's like, are y'all not thinking about it? Y'all are so smart and greedy that you too dumb to realize you needy, bro.
Absolutely. But the other thing is, too, they're probably thinking they don't want American workers because we are too, quote unquote, entitled. And we not going to let them run game on us through labor laws and labor laws and union. So they'll choose poor people from other parts of the world who will be happy to work for this little amount of money because poverty, most of the world is in poverty. Most of the world is in poverty. Yeah. We take granted we have a running water and lights and heat in our homes, apartments, etc. But a lot of places in the world don't have that. Or if they do, it's such a minimal amount. They have places where they have to use a generator and a battery to hook up a light line for lights. We just go to a switch and turn it on. So that's the whole thing. They want to utilize the poor in the world so they can pay them nothing or very little, and they reap all the benefits.
I mean, minimum wage is $7.75, and they haven't raised minimum wage in 30 years or something like that. It's been a minute since they've actually raised minimum wage, because in 1982 when I was working after school at Wendy's, minimum wage was $3.35, and that was in 1982. 81 and 82. It was $3.35. So now it's $7.75.
25, ain't it?
That, I mean, come on. And they think
minimum. I was working I was working when it changed because I remember it was 6.55 when I worked at Popeye. So let's see. The last time it was increased was July 24th of 2009. It rose to 7.25. Before that, it was 6.55.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when I first started working, I was 13. So that was in what? I don't know, 97, 98. It was $5 and something. And I made the most, which was 5.25. And I remember thinking I was a millionaire. Now I would cry.
Damn. You at 97, you was just making it to 13.
Yeah, I think at 13, 14. No. Okay, put it this way. I started working the January before my 8th grade prom because I wanted to buy a pair of Jimmy Choos that was $110. And my mama said, go get a job. I said, okay. And I went and got a job and I got my $100 Jimmy Choos.
Girl, I'm just thinking about 1997. You know how many corners I have bit by 1997?
Oh, yeah.
Girl, I already knew my way around the ATM backwards by 1997.
Yes, 1997. Y'all know I'm a baby.
Yes, I know you're a baby.
Okay, I had to be older than that. Because let me think, my son was born in 2000 and I was 16. Okay, so yeah, that's right. 3 years before.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Girl, I've been every corner. By 97, baby, I had Atlanta on lock. What?
And I was just trying to find the world then.
Hey, I get it. That's what makes the world go around, new generations. But you know, I wanna kind of pivot on something like this right here. ShiCara, when we started Confident Woman in 2015, and for the last 10 years, all we've preached about and spoken about and talked about and just go on and on is about community and unity in our communities. My question is, do you guys think with what we're going through now, will we see that in our communities?
I think we will now more. We saw sprinkles of it over the last 10 years, and when we come together, it's great. But I think because not just Black people, but people of a certain economic bracket now are in this FAFO moment. And as pissed as we are about these food stamps, we are more need the health care more because we didn't know how to take care of ourselves 25 years ago. So I'm going to say in the last 10 years, we learned how to take care of ourselves. So we're in a place of having to fix the stuff that happened, 20 years ago. So we need health care more. We can figure the rest out. I say all that to say that I think now in this FAFO moment, we will be coming together more. It's been so many churches that you ride down the street and see 100 churches, Black, white, purple, green, whatever kind of churches. Now there's signs out. And I'm out here in the country. It's signs out there saying, come get food here. Do you need clothes? Do you this? Do you that? Because of what's going on. Because it's not just affecting one group of people at a time. It's affecting people, period. So I think we're going to get a little more community. For me, I wonder if we're this close-knit now, and as we're trying to help each other now, what's going to happen when we get back on our feet?
Anthony, what's your take? Do you think this will bring us closer together?
She has a good point. Dr. King's book, Community of Chaos, you really need to read it. It's a very good book. And this is the same stuff he was talking about, 60 years or so ago. So we kind of still in the middle. I think with us, we are reactive as opposed to proactive. And we have movement as opposed to having, moments as opposed to having movements. And we have to stay focused. We let our foot off the gas. It's a continual fight. Now, I think we knew about taking care of ourselves back then. It's just that we have more access to information, and the health insurance is being highlighted a little more than it was back then. So we always knew the importance of taking care of ourselves and the importance of health care. But I'm optimistically not quite there. I'm kind of in the middle. It just seems like whenever we take 2 steps forward, us as a race and a community in this country, we go backwards because they always come to attack and destroy any type of movement, upward mobility we have. What this clown is doing is not new. Ronald Reagan did this. It was an underground movement that them white folks had to eliminate and destroy all the progress that was made under Johnson and Carter's administration with affirmative action, voters' right, fair housing, things of that nature. They've been attacking it ever since then. And that was 60 years ago almost. And we at the same thing. Affirmative action, gone. DEI, gone. What's that other one that they had? It wasn't even a policy. Critical race theory, CRT. That was a college course that lawyers did to critically think race. How would things look if this wasn't in place? That was a college course. And then white folks hit the ceiling. I don't want CRT taught in school. It was never taught in public school.
It was never.
So I'm cautiously optimistic.
So I guess I have to say, for us as our culture, our race, what do we have to do to keep the people, to try to keep, and I know not everybody, I'm not, but just to keep people focused and consistent? What do we do? Because we, Black people, we are so forgiving and, I forgive them. They be done slap the shit out you. You got blood coming out your nose. You be talking about, I forgive them. And, I'm going to do the Christian thing. Damn Christianity. You just got slapped. You see what I'm saying? So what do we have to do? You know what I mean? Hey, shit. Slap me. Okay. All right. We're talking about Christianity after So, what are we going to have?
Instead of, you slap me, but I'm a pencil whip you. And see, the thing is, when we do fight back, when we do have rallies and blowing stuff up, and the moments we do, that's what they do to us. They pencil whip us. And I think, and I don't even want to say pencil whip, they voter whip us. They take things away from us and make it feel like it's our issue. It's our fault. It's our issue. We're not doing enough. Or they make us feel like the stuff we've been doing wasn't enough. Well, guess what? I know it wasn't enough because you just took it away from me. You're fighting me for it. And they put in our heads that it ain't never going to work. Everything that we do is never going to work. Because, again, like you said, we get 2 steps forward, we end up taking 5 steps back.
Well, by design,
they see the progress and they pencil whip us and take all that shit away.
Well, by design, it wasn't supposed to work because the Europeans came here, taking the country from the Indians and whoever else may have been here because they wanted their own country. So by design, it was never supposed to work anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't. But guess what? You shipped our ass over here, suck that shit up. At some point, we got to say, suck it up. You brought us over here. We ain't come over here.
It's called, white folks do that. It's called a manifest destiny. They believe that God gave this as their promised land. This is their manifest destiny, their utopia on earth. And they're going to try to hold on to it. But you know what? Where we have been fighting every way we can, and which we should, but I think where they're missing it, God is in the equation. And this is how I look at it. In 50 to 100 years, their ass gonna be damn near gone off the whole planet.
Why? So their daughters like us black bitches. Their daughters love the black.
Yes.
And we know their sons do.
They can't produce it because in the last 4 or 5 years, and you can look it up, ShiCara, it has been a decline. It's more deaths of European race white folks in this country than it is births. That has never happened. So natural selection, right? The natural selection gonna eliminate their ass. We ain't got to worry about it, and they know it, and that's why they're trying to put a housing on Mars and the moon. because they'll destroy it because they just can't fathom having people of color running their quote unquote manifest destiny. It just
There's a
irks them to no end.
documentary. It's a documentary on Netflix that happened in the 70s and 80s in Ohio with this doctor was putting his sperm in these women that were coming to the IVF clinics and things like that. And it's a club or a group, and I cannot think of the name of it. I'm gonna find it. But it's a thing that a term that he believed in that he was doing to keep the race pure. And God, I can't remember the name of it. But the documentary is crazy because it's happening now. The man is still alive.
Well, look what they did to Henrietta Lacks. They started taking her eggs in 1955 at Johns Hopkins Institute. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And just spread them all over the world. And didn't even notify the family that they were even doing that.
Look, when we just talking about that.
Yeah, yeah.
We just talking about
just but it's some kind of eggs and just multiply hundreds of children and they don't even say nothing.
They operating off of pseudoscience. It's fake and it's phony and it's not real. And I don't care what they try to do, they still not gonna win it. And it's it was a governor, I think of New Jersey a few years back, somewhere Maine, and he publicly said that we have to keep our white girls from those black boys. We got to keep our race the way it is. It was just a few years back.
Why don't they keep them at the NFL then? Why don't they keep them out of the NBA? Because they just roll into the NFL and the NBA.
Yeah, but historically, even with slaves on the plantation, they loved our entertainment. Yeah. They used to have wrestling matches and Roots, remember Fiddler play, the jig, and all this other kind of stuff. So they love our entertainment, but they don't want you as a person. They don't want you to their equal. They just want you to entertain. Remember the crazy lady from Fox News told LeBron James, just shut up and dribble? Yes. They don't want your opinion, your view. We just want you to entertain us.
But these white girls don't have a problem with latching on to them NBA players, them NFL players. They latch on to them quickly with no problem.
They stick them on them so you can get that money we giving these black folks. Go get that money.
Bring it back to my white family.
Yeah, get you a white man.
They teach them girls how to be poised and strong and be good women and bear them children so they can get that money.
Yeah, but the other thing
keep circulating in their communities, deviated from ours and just circulated right into theirs and keep theirs growing.
And in those college campuses, a lot of those white girls or some of those white girls, they have access to wealth, family wealth. And those black kids there are struggling. And so they hook up with the white girl. She going to buy them gym shoes, going to feed them, let them use her car. Well, she going to have a bridge card, Master and Visa and American Express, all access to it. And the sisters there on campus struggling like them.
Okay, they working and TAs and everything else. They can't do nothing for them.
Yeah, but I mean, but still, that shouldn't take away from the fact that we still need to strengthen black love. I know we are the most, and Anthony said it all the time, we're the most damaged race on the planet. You know what I'm saying? We are the most damaged.
There we go. Willie Lynch letter, baby, was
and coming from slavery all the way, 500, 600, 700 years ago up until now, you would have thought that maybe we would have taken another path and not so much be like Clarence Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
Trauma is genetic, though.
You couldn't take another path when they kept you in the killing fields. The school systems perpetuated these lies. That's pseudoscience. Even though they try to dress it up a little better, but it's the same shit. It's slavery by another name.
Yeah.
It's slavery by another
name. Prison, school to prison pipeline.
Yeah. School to prison. It's slavery. Do you know prison is the #1 industry with free labor today in this country? They make office furniture, all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
It's free labor. New slavery. They just substituted the plantation for prison.
So basically, I guess wishful thinking and hoping in the future. Well, I mean, is it going to be a situation where we have to just realize that the whole world will always be ran by the white man, no matter what happens? They're going to always be in charge and be in control.
I don't know. Not a lot of me says yes, because at the end of the day, they came over here and commandeered this. But at the same time, I feel like once we as a whole, not just groups of us here and groups of us there, understand that together we have to link up with other groups, because we're only 13% of the population here, right? If all of us get together, we still can't take over them right now.
Because we don't have the money and the power.
We don't have it. But if we get with the Mexicans, if we quit saying that, oh, the gays and trans are bad, and if we get with other people, we have enough power. If we come together on the important issues, we can push them out, because there'll be enough bodies to go to the ballots to say, get these folks up out of here. When we stop letting them teach us or show us, or whatever word you want to use, that our voices don't matter and that we need to stay, and they keep us divided based on these little bitty dumb things like who he fucking tonight. When we stop separating ourselves based on those little things, we will be okay.
But then when are we going to start teaching the people or informing the people that it takes more than just that vote? Once you vote, you got to hold these people accountable. Casting a vote.
Hell, we got to get there first. Let's vote. Let's get these people.
We got to vote first. You're right.
We got to vote
first, and we'll tackle that one as we move on.
Yes. But look through the years, though. Look through the years where we have gotten the vote, and we still Obama. President Obama got 2 terms, and we did.
But guess what? It wasn't us that got him in there. It was them white folks that got him in there. That one moment in history, enough of us stopped separating ourselves with white people, Mexican people, Asian people, We wanted to change. So we stopped looking at all these nitpicking ass issues that don't affect us, and came together and voted that man in twice. And then the white folks start saying, we don't need that nigga up in there. We can't have another nigga up in there. So they started doing the little things again. He got gay marriage. Them gay people want to get married. They want to use the same bathroom. They tickling little boys' booty hole. No, niggas, that's been white men for 500 years tickling boys' booty hole. But guess what? We let them separate us. And when they start separating us, we thinned. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. But what happened was they voted for him, which was fine. But they voted the down ballot people like them. So he couldn't do a lot because those other people in Congress wasn't working with him. And the so-called liberals was up there. They ain't no good either, because they put on a face. Yeah, they put on a face of they want progression, but they really don't. Because when John Kennedy got elected and won, and Dr. King and the crew was telling they want the civil rights legislators sign. And he kept saying, and remember, he's supposed to be a liberal. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. And the NAACP, if I'm not mistaken, they did a nationwide campaign to send ink pens to the White House and say, what's the matter, Mr. President? Did your ink pen dry out? Did your ink dry out? Because here's some pens to sign into law. So that's where the problem is. They voted for Obama, but the down ballot, they voted for the same old people.
And then midterms, they didn't vote at all.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he was the great savior, but I'm just saying they had progress only here, but the rest was digress.
Right.
Stifled.
Right. And then I would have to say that for me, President Obama was the beginning of that new era, that new turnaround that America needed, to see things differently. But shit, all that shit went away. I don't know what happened.
What happened is, like you said, nobody went to the midterms. Nobody showed up because they didn't focus on that. And so they knew that let's get these Democrats out so that when he gone, it's already Republicans in there. We good.
Yeah, but then why didn't they vote Hillary in? Why didn't the people support Hillary opposed to supporting Trump?
Because that's one of those little issues they accept.
The white women didn't vote for Hillary. And the other thing is too,
why?
Hillary
Their husband said, "Don't you bring that bitch in here." They husbands don't want to be run by no woman.
Yeah,
that's true. And she had a lot of baggage.
Yeah,
she had a lot of baggage, and she said it herself. She is not or was not the most skilled politician. She said her husband Bill was, and that's true. And that it showed because she didn't stay overnight at some of those campaign places. She went back home, but you stay there and you drag it out. You fight, you get into trenches, and she didn't do it. And then I think she had some health issues at that time. Remember, they showed her, looked like she had a stroke of some kind of neurological issue. Got out that back of the car, the limousine, and she just started shaking. And they had to grab her or something to stop her falling. So I think she's sicker than what they led on to be. But again, she just was not a skilled politician. She did not have the gift of gab. I liked her. She's smart, but America wasn't ready for that. And they still
America would never probably would never vote a woman in to be president like other countries.
I won't say never, but I think it's going to be a while. I won't say never, but it's going to be. I never thought Obama would win, and I never thought he. I didn't think this
white woman. Republican.
Yeah,
he had to be a white woman. Yeah,
it'll be a Republican if they do put a woman in there. It will not be no.
And shit, I'll be going on to wherever I'm going, so I won't witness it. By the time it happens, 50, 60, 100 years from now, I'll be dust.
It'll happen in the next what? I'm gonna say 2 elections.
I think so. Next 2 elections.
I think they got to get somebody after this clown. If he leave,
if
he leave, they're gonna have to get somebody in there. Okay,
he's going to leave.
In there that's gonna shit because this country gonna be shambles.
But the country is doomed anyway. He's gonna leave because his ass is sick. If you saw those ankles and that mark on his hand. Those are IV tracks he's getting. Yeah. They pumping him in with some kind of fluids for his health. That ankles are swollen. That is his circulation. That heart and the blood is not working together. At an 80-year-old obese man, it is not going to work out.
He got a colostomy bag too. I was watching something and I remember watching him walk and I was like, dang, it looked like he got a bag. And then I scrolling on TikTok, a dude pointed out, like, look at this. He's actually a doctor in somewhere. But a doctor pointed out, he said, this is a bag. So he doesn't have control of his bowels. He said, I can't say 100%, but from my 30 years as a doctor, that looks like a bag.
What?
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know how true. I don't really follow down those conspiracy theory stuff. You be in that rabbit hole forever. But I think he's sick. I think he's sicker than what they're letting on. Remember, they didn't tell about Kennedy's. What did he have? It wasn't Graves' disease. What did he have?
He had a back. Didn't he hurt his back?
Yeah, back issues, but he had something else too. And then FDR, they never hardly showed him. He was in a wheelchair.
But FDR had polio, right?
Yeah, polio.
They fixed his podium to make it look like he, never showed he was in a wheelchair. They don't, and I understand not showing the weakness of your leader. I get that.
Exactly.
But they only human.
But they're only human. Exactly. But because we are human, we see illness as a weakness, and in any part in your body that you are weak, you can't lead me because something's wrong with you. So I do understand you want.
Well, the stakes too high. The stakes are too high. That's what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got to stay fit and healthy. The stakes are too high.
But then you bring in a 79-year-old man to run the country, though. I mean, when are they going to get to the
that's what
point
I
to
said.
realize that we need term limits on these positions, and we should not have a president past the age of 65, maybe 70?
We shouldn't have, right. We should have term limits and age limits. I'm with you in the Senate. Chuck Grassley's ass, 90-something years old. He don't know shit from Shinola, and they still elected that son of a gun.
That's
And
what I'm
you
talking
had
about.
all boy from down there, Strong Thurman. He was in Pampers. He had a bib. He was drooling on himself, collecting that Senate money and his Social Security. Throw his old racist ass out.
I say 65 for representatives and 70, maybe depending on their mental, cognitive. Am I saying that right?
Cognitive.
Okay. And depending on that, no older than 70. We don't need a leader older than 70 years old sitting up in there in DC. You know what I'm saying? You don't need people sitting on the Supreme Court that's 95. Because they sleep.
Now, don't get me wrong. If this is what these people been doing all their life and they want to stay active, be what you call those people?
Activists in your community. And you can guide them from the side.
Consult. That's what I'm trying to think. What's that word right there? You can guide them from the side.
Like what, a mentor?
Mentor type thing. Because we do need the history. We can't figure out how to move forward if we don't have the past. So their insight in the building and, the things that we don't see in media wise and the world wise, we need their old decrepit asses. Yeah, but they don't need to be the ones representing us.
We need the knowledge.
I totally agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the emeritus. Like I told you before, cuz with Nancy Pelosi, when she was Speaker of the House at the time, this numbskull's first term, she checked his ass. Yeah. So she might have been old in her 70s, whatever, and you're tired of want the age limit. But the unfortunate part with that, they can't get those committee assignments till you move up the ranks and tenure. And that takes aging. And especially those powerful, like the Ways and Means over that money. That's why they so old. Because they had to do so many years.
Them to start bringing their ass in at 25 if they trying to stay there 30, 40 years. They need to come on in at 25. So by 65,
it needs to be age limit. I totally agree.
Well, I think right now that's probably possible because when you look at all the people who are running right now for Congress and all that, let me see.
I don't trust none of them.
They're all young people now. Like the guy but you can't, how can you not trust the people that's running, but then say we need these people to represent?
I said we need their what they've already learned through Jim Crow and civil rights.
I'm talking about the young people. I'm talking about like, yes, we don't want these old crypt keepers in there. However, you have to have young people that are interested in it and want to do it. People are not really interested in politics, i.e. myself, until you about 35 and you see how it affects you. This is why I try to really push with my kids. This is politics. Let's go vote. Let's go talk about it. And I'm taking my baby to vote for the first time on Tuesday. Okay, anyway. So trying to teach them early that their voice matters. And I think now with all that's going on, you have a slew of younger people that are running for things. Like I was saying, the guy who's running for mayor, Marietta, he's 24 years old. Yeah. And so people say, he's too young. What life has he lived? Well, guess what? If he had an old crypt keeper sitting next to him that's been there as a mentor, we have his youth and his vision and his outlook on what the world is now. But we have crypt keeper there to say, well, wait a minute, here's the pattern of things.
Right.
We need these young kids to know politics early so they can get in early, so they can be that person. But until people realize or not wait till 35 to get interested in this stuff, we're going to keep having old ass.
But it's the greed in the perks. They want to stay in there for their greed, them perks.
Because guess what? They worked hard as shit for 40 years out there slanging corn and all of that stuff. So then when they finally realized that I need politics to change some things, and then they get into politics, they don't want to leave. I don't blame them. Because now it's easy.
Yeah, but the only thing I see with the young people coming in It's like you come with these big, bright ideas and want to set the world on fire, but the system almost right. The system pretty much runs itself. It just got the players in place, and it's money, and that money corrupts them. And once if you 25, 30 years old and you handling billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're gonna start ciphering some of that stuff off.
Yep. Why? Because they didn't have shit. They grew up without shit, and they finally got a moment. And why did they grow up without shit? Because the system that is going, you need.
That's my point.
These people with money.
The whole system needs to change. The whole system is corrupt. The whole system needs to change. That's why you got to post.
We need a cleansing from the top to the bottom in DC. Supreme Court and all. Start over.
Let's not even worry about DC. Let's start with the mayor's office in every city.
Local.
Because that's how you determine who's in DC. Yeah. You can't determine who's in DC if these people in your local ain't right.
It's the money, and I'm gonna give you an example. Here in Detroit, they had Stephen Ross, I think is his name. He owns the hockey team. He's a billionaire, and also Mike Ilitch owns the hockey team here. Well, he died, but his family owns the hockey team and the baseball team. Now, these people got billions on top of billions. The city council here in Detroit gave them tax breaks to build their new arena so they can have a home for their teams. And it was off the poor people's tax dollar. They hardly paid anything, and they get almost 100% of the profit of those new stadiums.
That's just like we get ready.
Yeah, Stephen Ross got a hotel. Now, this man is worth billions. Why we got to give him money to build your hotel and you going to profit off of it? Now, I get you do need government cooperation with business to keep the ball rolling, but it shouldn't be the same people all the time.
It shouldn't.
For the same reason Trump said we got to pay him them $430 million back because we got to cover his legal fees when he was going through that situation in New York. He want us to pay that back. He want the taxpayers to pay for that.
And they gonna pay it.
They ain't got no trust, but he gonna take it. He gonna take it.
Yep.
It's probably already paid, just like the ballroom.
The ballroom, that's what he using to pay for it.
Well, I mean, we got it's taxpayer. It's plenty of taxpayer money up there. So I mean, the taxpayer he gonna let it ride until he drain all the accounts. It won't be nothing left. All right, guys, our time is coming to a close. It's been a great show, and with my two favorite people.
Well, I say this before we close. There are some major elections going on Tuesday in big cities. We got the gubernatorial race in Virginia, New Jersey, and one more. Hold on, let me find it. I can't find it. Then we have the mayoral race in New York. We have Supreme Court retentions in Pennsylvania. Those are just some of the keys. That's only the top 5 keys. Go vote. I know it seems like we just dropping drops in a bucket, but make it a habit.
Spinning our wheels.
We spinning our wheels, but the more wheels we spin, eventually we'll burn some rubber. We need to go out and make our voices heard. And
we've been saying that for how many years?
And we ain't did it.
Doesn't matter.
How many years? I'm just saying how many years we've been representing this election thing because our ancestors, they got the dogs on them and the water hose and all of that.
They fought us tooth and nail so we would stay our asses at home. And
here we are 60 years later, back still fighting for what the ancestors were fighting for, doing
because they winning. The other people winning and not us. Because we think it's a waste of time. Like I said, every time we go 2 steps further, they pencil whip us and they change some things and they make it harder for us to continue to get out there and vote.
Right. Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without demand. So you have to demand it by voting and not just vote. When you vote, Hold those elected officials accountable. You email them, you call them, you write, you knock on their door. Yeah, they're going to say, here comes that annoying person. Here comes that person getting on my nerves. You damn right. I am on your nerves. Elect you to do this job. Do this job. If not, we're going to toss your ass up out of here.
Look,
vote.
Look, think about on Shawshank Redemption. He kept writing and kept writing and kept writing. He got that damn library.
I saw that the other day.
But your voice is powerful. That's the only tool you got to fight. Just like, for instance, if you have a situation at a business and you write their consumer complaints, sometimes they might send you a complimentary meal, a hotel free night, an airline ticket pass, because you spoke up. Yeah. You let them know you was displeased with their service. That's what we have to do to these elected officials. Speak up. Tell them, I want this, I want that. Here it is. We want it done. That's why we elected you.
But then how many, because let's be real, how many people going to do that? Most time they vote and go home, go to bed, and get up next day and and go to work.
You just proving my point.
Period. That's what they do.
You got to do
it. They gonna go. All they gonna do is cast their vote, have their little sticker telling I'm a Georgia voter. You know what I mean? And go back to the house, get ready for work the next day. They're not gonna call nobody. They're not gonna email nobody. They're not gonna attend no town hall meetings. They're not gonna do.
That's why we gotta educate the babies early, and we gotta do.
You have to educate, but they don't do it because they showing them now. They playing hardball. Yesterday, when that EBT card or SNAP card was zero, they felt it, and they complaining now. They're complaining, and they can't get off. They can't let off the gas. They got to keep their foot on the pedal.
No, the Democrats got to hold the line. I'm sorry. They got to hold that line, because if they don't hold that line, they will never get another chance to correct this healthcare system. If they don't hold that line right now, I'm telling you, the worst mistake that the Democrats can make right now is to give in and take their word, because the Republicans gonna lie. Oh, go on and open up the government and we'll work with y'all. No. We want it all in writing. We want it all in. I'm sorry that the people don't have jobs and working and can't get a paycheck, but we looking at the future of your kids and grandkids. So you gotta, some of them have to look at it like that. They're gonna be all right. That's gonna be fine. Democrats, hold the line. All right, people, we're out of here for this Sunday, November the 2nd, 2025. We love you guys, and we will definitely see you again soon.
Hey, bro, we on the radio.